Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Danny, and today is August the 1st, Friday, 2025, and we're going to give you a special treat of a tour of Skidaway State Park outside Savannah, Georgia. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hey guys, so right now we're fixing to come into the state park and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Visitor center and everything is straight ahead, as you can tell by the signs. They do have a booth here that's manned now. I think it's only manned on the weekends. When we've been through here, they've had a sign saying attendant is off duty. You're going to come straight in on this road. Just follow the signs. It's pretty self-explanatory. Real pretty live oaks with the Spanish moss. There's a couple of deer right there. Let's see if I can zoom in and get them. You see the fawn? With the doe? The mama looks like she's cleaning the baby's face. It looks like it's a brand new baby. So that looked like just a few days old baby fawn. That was kind of cool. We're coming up on where you check in at, and I'll show you guys where to do that at. We've been here for 4 days. Today's 4, we're leaving tomorrow. And it's been a very pleasant stay. This place is not packed like Jekyll Island was. There's a lot of space between sites. So you're gonna come up on this sign here. Visitor center is straight ahead. Come to the stop sign. And if you look at that sign right there, that means you go straight across to the stop sign. And guest check-in is in here. Just pull in and park your rig right in here, and you walk up to the office, and they actually have an interpretive center in there also. Coming into the interpretive center and the store, and this is where you also check in at. Typical store. We're going to go into the interpretive center, which is kind of cool. We kind of checked it out yesterday, and they have some snakes and turtles and stuff like that in here. There's supposed to be a box turtle in there, but we have not seen it. And that's a big dinosaur sloth, the giant ground sloth of Skidaway. Kind of neat history. We got some fish. There's a corn snake in the hole there. We came in here yesterday afternoon and they were very active. And that's an eastern rat snake. And there's a turtle swimming. They said, don't worry, he can get out. And there's a little bridge thing there that he can climb out to get up to the top. And if you look right there in that hole, there's another that's an eastern garter snake. It's got his head poking out. There's another snake back there. That's an eastern king snake. And an eastern rat snake. Sucker looks pretty healthy. And the corn snake is in the rock comb. You can barely see his body there. Sandpiper Nature Trail. So coming out of the interpretive center, you come out here on the graveled pathway and you come out to this boardwalk. And I bet in the rainy season that this is all filled with water. But right now, because it's been so dry, it's very dry. It looks like a marsh. Coming out of the marsh area where the boardwalk was is this gravelled pathway that goes to the back of the Interpretive Center. That's the back of the store and Interpretive Center. And over here to your left is where the playgrounds and stuff start. And firewood, $9.99 bundle. You come out of the store and you're leaving the check-in spot here. You're gonna come out here and you're gonna go to the left. Follow the signs. And you go to the right for campground. Kind of look for whatever camping area you're in, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Follow the map that they give you. This is a gated campground, so at 10 o'clock they shut the gate coming in towards where the attendance booth is at, and they give you a code to come in that you use on the keypad and come in that way. But they do secure the gate at 10, and that kind of keeps, like, you know, people out that don't belong here, which is kind of nice. You can kind of see the spacing between the sites. That's where the dumpsters are at, right next to the dump station. And they have water hoses and everything. I don't know if I'd want the site right next to the dump station though. That's right there. But this is the dump station. Looks like it's pretty maintained. Looks like it's pretty easy access. This is a dog-friendly or pet-friendly campground, so you shouldn't have any problem with that. Haven't seen any kids, but, well, no, I have seen a few kids, but they've been very quiet campground hosts. So we're coming up in campground number 4 where we are set up. So if you guys stayed around this long, I really appreciate you watching the channel. If you got anything out of it, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And stay tuned for some more content, because we're going to be putting out a lot of stuff here in the next couple of weeks. And there's our home. So we're going to give you a quick tour of our campsite. Let you guys check out how we have everything set up. Okay, so we're actually in a pull-through, but on the map it's listed as a back end. So bonus for us. And this was $35 a night, and if you get any discount cards or discount programs, it's cheaper. I think for us it was like 28 bucks a night. We were talking about dirt at the last campground. It's pretty much the same thing here, but what's nice about this is it's spread out a lot more between sites, and there's hardly anyone here. And the bathrooms are right there, so short walk for us if we want to use the showers and everything. I'll give you a walkthrough on that, tell you the pros and cons of those. So definitely use a small mat to kind of help keep the dirt out. One of the biggest things that we use is get yourself a blower, because that helps blow off all the dirt and everything towards trying to keep your stairs and everything a little bit cleaner. And that's the Guardian XL that goes on the front of the Jeep when we're traveling. So we got torque lift steps, which has been a godsend for us, because once we got our host on our EOG truck, our original steps stopped about right here. So we had to have a little step ladder that goes in, and then, but these are a lot better. And on the back of the truck, we got our shovel and Starlink. And if you look right above, you have a little bit of gap right there. And so we're actually getting pretty good signal to be able to do some downloading, and we're able to watch TV and stream and all that kind of stuff. We have our Roadmaster towing equipment there, and if you don't have these, you better get them. One of the cheapest and best investments you can get is the snap pads. and we have a discount code, and I think it's Dreaming 10, and it gives you 10% off of anything you buy at SnapPad. So we're at Site 64, and this one is not full hookups, but it is water and power. So we got our water and power right there, water going in over here, and on our watchdog, that's how we have it locked up to keep somebody from stealing it, or trying to keep someone from stealing it. And I don't know if you can see this at the very top. Let me try to zoom in. You'll see that I added little teeny rubber things on the back, and that's to prevent or help the water to come down so it doesn't drip on the trailer. So, and then on these, as you can see up here, we have gutter extensions. You can actually see it draining, so the water's not dripping alongside the truck anymore. And as you can tell, we don't have any of our jacks down or anything. With liquid springs and the earth leveling system, we just pull up, hit the button, and it levels out the suspension, and it's like a zero bubble. In other words, it's perfectly level. And because we're on a flatbed, the camper doesn't rock. Even in high winds, we very rarely ever get any rocking out of it. We have our bicycles here. I lock the bicycles up with the chains. We use kryptonite chains to lock the bicycles up to the table. And another hack that we do, I put a camera out here that's Wi-Fi, solar powered, and as you can tell, it's hooked up by a bungee cord here, and it points right to the truck. So when we're gone, I turn that on, and I put it on notifications, so if somebody comes up to the campground or to the truck or anything and messes with anything, I'll get them on the camera. I can talk to them, and I can also set the alarm, so if somebody comes in, it'll alarm, make an audible alarm. And on the last video, we showed how we have an alarm on the steps, so if somebody's coming up the steps, it'll actually vibrate. It's just a bicycle alarm, but it works really well. So as soon as he steps on that, it'll start alarming. And that's just to try to keep people away, especially when you're boondocking and you're in a very remote area. The campground is not as congested as Jekyll Island. This one is spread out a lot more. We haven't had anybody. We had somebody come in last night that was behind us back there that were truck campering. This campground is not real busy. There's people coming and going, but I haven't seen it packed at all. The bathrooms are up here, and I'll give you a shot of what they look like. Here's the laundry, and I actually did laundry this morning, and it takes credit cards. And it was $2.75 to wash and $2 to dry. I actually have, okay, it just finally reset. And we did one load in the washer and then one load in the dryer. It's very clean. They come by here every morning and clean these things. Has a accessible handicap bathroom here. Kind of give you the idea. It's a shower, toilet. Going into the men's. So this is what the men's is. You got your urinal, you got a couple of toilets, and a couple of the showers. They're very clean. They're not heavily used, but it's open to the air. So there's no air conditioning in here. So in the heat of the day, this place is absolutely like a sauna. I'm not kidding you. You come in here to use the facilities, and you're gonna sweat your butt off. The women's is located right next to the laundry, and I'm assuming it's gonna be the same as the men's. So they do have hut things here that you can rent, and they are air conditioned, which is kind of nice. So if you come with the family, you don't have an RV, you can get one of these little hut things. And it's kind of private, it's all back here by itself. Looks like somebody's camping. So I guess when you rent a hut, you get this whole area in here. So, don't know what they look like inside. So I guess you could probably go to their webpage and take a look at some of their pictures and stuff. There's 3 of them back here. So you got 2 over there. This one here is right on like a little swamp area back here in the back. I think that'd be kind of cool, but it might be a little buggy. Speaking of the bugs, it's not as buggy as Jekyll Island. Haven't had a real issue with bugs, but we are in the woods, as you can tell. So I'm sure there's stuff here. Lots of deer, and they are not afraid of humans. Come out here in the mornings with the dog or whatever, even in the evening, I mean, you're gonna see deer in the campsite. They don't spook or nothing. They just, okay, what's up? And then they walk away. It's very secluded in back here. Like I said, there's a lot of spots. Okay, so it's very private in here, and there's hardly anyone here right now. Today's Friday, it's August 1st, 2025. So they have 4 loops in here called camping areas. So this would be camping area 3. Over here where we're at is camping area number 4. Kind of pan out so you can kind of see. Like I said, it's very secluded. We've been here for 5 days. So we've been going to Savannah, checking out the sites and stuff. And we actually gotten a couple of Amazon packages here that we needed some extra parts. We broke one of our microphones and we got it delivered to an Amazon locker, which was in a pharmacy in Savannah, like the next day. So that worked out really well. So if you have a dog, they have these dog baggies and trash cans set up throughout the campground. So this is comfort station number 2, which is in the camping area number 2. And this is the first soda machine that I've seen in the campground. So that's kind of cool. Takes credit cards. And on the bulletin boards, it talks about what events that they're doing in August for the Rangers and all that, which is kind of cool. They have a lot of stuff for the kids. And they have a take a book, put a book, I guess, there with some puzzles and everything. It also has handicap accessibility for the bathrooms. All the bathrooms are ADA compliant, it looks like. Campground area 2 looks pretty good. There's a few campers in here, but like I said, there's not a lot of people here. Just kind of give you an idea of what some of the sites look like. And there's a couple of campground reviews. If you just Google Skidaway State Park, that there's a couple of people that have done site-by-site tours. That's kind of how we looked at it. We always kind of try to get as much information as we can before we go somewhere, because that's how we figured out there's an area in our campsite that had an area where I think the Starlink would have worked, and it did. But a lot of these, if you can tell, they're covered up with trees. You can use some of these other people's videos in Google Maps and just click on satellite view, and you can see the overhead and see if they're accessible for Starlink and whatnot. These sites are really big, and there's distance between you and your neighbors, which is kind of nice. And it's not real expensive. To Savannah, it's like 20 to 25 minutes, depending on what part of Savannah you're going to. We've been going to downtown. Tonight, we're gonna go see a play. We're gonna go see Hairspray and go to dinner beforehand. Really looking forward to that because we're going to the shrimp factory. We made reservations for that yesterday. And the claim to fame there is their table-side banana Fosters. Here's another laundry room and comfort station. They're pretty good spaced out. There's some bigger rigs over here on this side. It's the dumpsters. They are where the dump station is, and that's the only place that they have trash receptacles. It's pretty nice through here. All the old oak trees and Spanish moss. Morning. We're coming up on the playgrounds. Playgrounds over there. This is all when you first come in. Pavilions, it looks like you can rent. So if you haven't figured it out, I'm riding my bicycle through here, which has been a very pleasant ride this morning. And I'm doing it in the morning because it's supposed to probably be around 105. Yesterday, I think it got to 107. So it's really, really, really hot here with that heat wave coming through. Here's another picnic shelters with more playgrounds, and they also have bathrooms.